Hey everybody. We should have the live chat fixed for this week. Hold on, I'm readjusting this. One of these days. Jeez. One of these days we will do enough live streams for me to justify getting a better mount for the phone. So bear with me. But I think I figured it out for getting the chat to work. So hopefully as you guys show up, we still have a few minutes until it's actually 5:30, but yeah, hopefully it works this time, guys. I'm so sorry. I know that the chat is is one of the best parts about doing live streams. Sorry, something's falling over here on my shelf. Let me fix that. Sorry that I'm so close to the camera. But yeah, I know that the live streams are really nice, and a lot of people enjoy the banter back and forth with each other on the lives. So I apologize for not being able to figure that out sooner. But it turns out that if you mark your live stream as being kid-friendly, which this, it's not kid-friendly, so that's what I marked it as. But apparently it kills the chat to do that. I guess, I don't know. I get it, but that's kind of annoying. So I guess now we're PG-13, technically. I guess that means I could cuss if I want, but I'm not gonna. Because I know that some people still have kids that watch my streams. So, yeah. So hopefully that's all good. Give it a few minutes while people show up. But basically today we're going to be turning this orange HempWood handle blank that I have. It's not quite 1.5 inches thick. I'm looking for a tape measure. Let me see. Give me 1 second. I didn't know what happened to the tape measure that I keep at the lathe. Somebody must have stolen it. So we're at about, we're at 1 7/16 square on this, and 5 5/8. So I try to only sell 6-inch blanks on the Bullseye website. So this one just didn't make the cut. It just was probably the end of a board and couldn't get the full 6 inches out of it. But it's still really pretty. Still some really nice hempwood. Look at that tight grain. This is the newer HempWood stuff that looks really good, as opposed to the original version a couple of years ago that wasn't quite as tight in the grain. This stuff is so much better. So I guess we should go ahead and get started. We're gonna be doing an ice cream scoop, but unfortunately the only ice cream scoop I have right now is this like big paddle one from Rockler, which, to be honest, I don't love. And I've never made this before specifically because it does not have threads. So, toss that. It seems pretty nice. It looks like it's stainless steel, or it's plated to look like stainless steel. I guess we'll find out. But most of actually, it looks like it's cast aluminum, just judging by this. So, most of the ice cream scoops and other things like bottle openers, pizza cutters, things like that I make, I always go with the stuff that has a threaded insert on the end. I probably got this in a clearance sale. It's the only reason I would think that I would even buy it. So we are going to do our best. I do not know how we're going to do the closed end on the handle yet, considering this doesn't have threads to grab onto, and this will have to be glued in after we're done turning the handle. So I don't know, but I hope you guys enjoy the journey because we're learning together on this one. I'm sure there's a million ways to do it, but it's always an adventure when it's a brand new kit. And one of my favorite YouTubers, Jimmy DiResta, always says you go to school on the first one, which I really like. I really like that he says that. I think that's a really good philosophy, because you do. You you learn all your lessons on that first one. So right now I'm just putting a Jacob's chuck in my tailstock, and I'm gonna flip the camera around as soon as I find the button. There we go. Oh, now you get to look at my shop that I just cleaned. So yeah, so far we have the Jacob's chuck in there. Let's see if I can get you guys a good view of what we're gonna do here. We're not a high production value operation yet, so forgive me. This is just a normal Nova chuck with the pen jaws on it, and it has an adapter on the back because I have the 1 1/8 TPI on my lathe. And then hopefully this fits. If it doesn't, we're gonna have to move to some bigger jaws, which is fine. Yeah, dang, so close. Okay, but that's all right. I have other jaws. So this should work. Oh, I need the adapter, see? That's exactly why. So then you just put that on there. And basically the point of this is because I had these chucks before I upgraded to this lathe. So I didn't want to buy all new chucks when I got the new lathe. All right, that'll work just peachy. Let's go ahead and... Come on, buddy. All right. Please don't tell me that these jaws are going to be too big now. No, look, it looks like we got a good bite. I was a little worried there. I'm going to spin it really slow. No, that is so wobbly. God damn. All right. Let's readjust that. And try the other way. Seems better. It's definitely not wobbling as much. So the way I'm checking that, guys, it is very hard to tell when it's not round. But down here, I can tell that there's not a lot of movement back and forth, which means it should be pretty good. So we'll start from, I guess, the end that we're going to glue in, and then we'll do something else on the other end. Trying to work through this in my mind, because I like using a mandrel to turn things like this. So I'm going to want to face this side very lightly so that it's nice and flat. I've seen a new way to do this that I'm just a little scared to use on HempWood, but I guess there's really only one way to figure out if it's going to work, and that's to do it. So I have a Forstner bit here, and please forgive how rusty it is. I'm just a little scared to use a Forstner bit on HempWood, but what's the worst that could happen, right? All right, now we got a flat surface there. I'll take it. So this kit, this paddle says to bore a 3/8 inch hole. So I'll grab a 3/8 inch bit. And I just had one out last week for the other live stream, so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Sharpie and I'm going to mark how deep I need to drill. It gives me a measurement, but I really prefer the Sharpie method. So I'm going to line that up right there on the edge of this and make a mark. And I'll drill a little bit past that. You guys can see our mark right there. I'll turn this down a little bit because I was up way too high. All right, now we're at about 1100. And I can scoot that closer. Yeah, baby. Clean that off with a toothbrush real quick. All right. That's why you're supposed to hang on to that. You don't want that part to spin. Come on, buddy. There we go. All right. So now let's check that fit. Yeah, that seems like it'll work. I'm gonna have to really crank it in there though. That's a pain in the butt. Like I said, I've never made this kit before, so we're learning together here. But it's kind of the best part. The chat is alive. Yes, thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. I also just figured out how to show the chat on my screen, so you know, it's a work in progress over here at Bullseye. So, now that we have that, I'm wondering what the best way is to actually turn this. Because I don't particularly want to just put my my dead center on that. I guess I could, but I try to avoid doing this with HempWood because you're basically driving a wedge into it, you know, and it'll want to spread it apart. So I don't think that that's our best option. I think that our best option is to actually find a punch that fits in there nice and tight. Maybe even tighter than that. Yeah, there we go. Oh, might be too tight. Yeah, I might have to go with that next one down. Okay. And then we'll grab onto this. And hopefully that'll work. I don't know. We're doing it live, you know? So, let's grab a collet chuck. See if that fits in there. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's awesome. Let's get that in there. Yeah, that's in there all right. Okay. So now for this side, we have a couple of options again. I think I want to put some tape on this to give it a little more grip. Because we're a little looser than I would like. So, let's see if we can't beef this up a little. And essentially make it into a jam chuck. Nah. No, that's making it too tight. This is a live experiment, folks. You don't get this everywhere on the internet. I think just one round of tape would have been plenty on this. I went a little too hog wild. Come on. Also, the chat is live, so if you guys want to throw out any suggestions on how you think I can make this work, I'm all ears. There it goes. That is much better. There you go. And then I'm just going to glue a little piece onto here, because again, I don't want to put that live center here if I don't have to. Let's see how good this spins. See if it goes nuts. Actually, it's not bad. Okay, so I just went and cut a little piece of pine. And we're going to go ahead and glue this on there. So, just some medium super glue. Little spritz on the end of activator. Look at that, it's like a perfect fit too. And then we will grab our live center here and bring that all the way in. So that should really, really help with this turning. Let's see. Yeah, buddy. I think we got it. I think we're nailing it. All right. Now this is going to make a big old mess to turn. So I'm going to probably turn on the vacuum. I apologize in advance for the noise, but otherwise my whole shop will be orange. So, you know, you gotta kind of figure it out as you go. The other thing is we're going to want to turn this side down to pretty much that exact size. So we're going to need to get our calipers out at some point to get that right. There ain't nothing to it but to do it, folks. That dust collector feels like it's not doing anything for this. But we are almost round. Really, really darn close. So at this point, I want to start shaping. We have to get this side down to about this diameter. So I'm going to grab my calipers. I'm going to measure. God. A little over 1.5. This end right now, reading 1.9. So I think we'll try and get this end down to where it's supposed to be, and then shape the rest. I pretty much don't need to take a whole lot more off of it. It's got a really good grip, and I have tiny hands, so we'll just go ahead and get this shaped. And I mean, right now it looks freaking amazing. It's so beautiful. I love this color. So yeah, let's go for it. Heck yeah. We're at 1.65, so we just have to come down a little bit more, and I want to clean up this face a little bit too. It's a little hard to measure on just the very edge of that, but it's getting very, very close. I'm going to go ahead and shape more of this down here. Basically make that part round because we got a little flat spot, and keep working at it. So we got a big chip out there because that tool is really dull. And I thought that even though it was dull, because it was a negative, or not a negative rake, a magic skew, I could get away with it. But even so, I want to make this center part a little bit thinner because I like it when it flares out at the end. Oh, sorry, I burped. When it flares out at the ends, it's kind of my preferred shape on handles. So we'll try the negative rake. It did not feel good. I'm just trying something new here, you know, because it's not what not a kit I'm used to. So I'm trying to just make it pretty. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with my normal carbides. We're very close to getting that little spot out. Yeah, it looks awesome. I definitely have to rotate this cutter though. It is super dull. Sorry folks, I'm looking for the key for this. So I don't know where I put it. And if I don't know where I put it, then we're just going to have to use a different tool. Because I'm not going to waste your time while I look for it. Yeah, that's way sharper anyway. Way sharper. And I don't want to get too aggressive with this, so I'm really just trying to get that out. And chase that grain down to a point where I like it. And then I'll finish shaping this and finish shaping this, and then we'll start finishing it. All right, that looks awesome. So I feel like the easiest way to check this is to actually put the hardware in it, but I'm really afraid of losing my my centers if I do that. So what I'm going to do is try and round that over. So that even if we are a little on the long side, I just need a little more space to do it. So that even if we are a little on the long side, or wide side, I suppose is more accurate, it'll, words are hard, guys. It'll basically allow me to round this over, which will make a nicer transition with this hardware. It's like barely a touch that's needed, but I think we can do most of that with the sandpaper. I'm going to take one more shot at it. And take a little bit more off of that, because I also want to get that little flat spot off. And I don't want to do that with the sanding. Nice. Let's see if I can find my my parting tool anywhere. I haven't seen it in a minute, to be honest. Or I can just use the diamond tool. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and sand this, get it all nice and pretty, and then we'll part that off and finish the end. But I gotta clean some of this up real quick. So that turned out pretty good. It's only moderately sketchy. So let me get rid of this gigantic tool rest because we're not going to need that. And I'm going to wipe this down with some sanding sealer. This is just Mylan's sanding sealer. Probably should have wiped it with alcohol first, but I got excited. Man, that color is sick. Gotta make sure you get that end grain on both sides. I'm gonna try and get all the way up onto that edge. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze, especially with all this tape in the way. God, whose idea was that? Am I right? Now you typically only need one coat of this, but because it's hemp wood, and hemp wood is made out of thousands and thousands of hemp fibers that are smashed together in an 80-ton hydraulic press with a soy-based adhesive. So, considering the nature of the product, you know, and that it's a bunch of fibers, you got to treat it as such. And so a little extra sanding sealer, not going to hurt anybody. Not going to hurt anybody's feelings on that one. Gosh, that looks pretty. Dang. And orange is like not even my favorite color, but I'm really happy with how this is coming out. So typically my next step would be to grab some polishing paste, like the Yorkshire Grit, which is my weapon of choice on this particular type of finish when I'm doing a friction polish. And I just got a little Scotch-Brite here. And I'm gonna make a big mess and fling this everywhere, but this will give it a really nice polish. And you just work this in. You don't need a whole lot. You take a clean rag and you wipe all of that off because you don't want it interfering. Look at that. Yuck. You don't want that interfering with your actual friction polish. So let me just put the Yorkshire Grit away. And I'll get all up on here with this. And then I'll get a nice clean spot of this rag, and I'll turn the lathe back on and kind of buff all that out. Now I am sure there's a better way of doing this because right now we have a lot of wobble in the end. But we mostly have that wobble because we're not supported on the tailstock, and I've just got this jam chucked in here with a steel rod. So it's not really like how you're supposed to do this. Let me just grab another blue towel. So I know they make like expanding chucks for this kind of thing, but I don't have one. So I'm improvising, and honestly, woodworking's more fun that way sometimes. You learn more, you know? Doesn't have to be the right way as long as it works. So I'm just cutting up a couple of more paper towel strips for applying our finish. So I've got some Doctor's Pen Plus, which I really like. It works really, really nice. And then we're just gonna, you don't need a lot. I mean, we have a lot more surface area than if we were doing a pen, but that should do you for a first coat. And we'll just get up in here and really work that in. You can already see the difference in that shine. My God. And you want it to get warm. That's that friction doing its job. But you don't want it to burn your hands either, so, you know. Don't be stupid. The end is sometimes a little bit tougher. Make sure you get that corner. And especially since this is jumping around, I'm having to put a lot of pressure on it. But gosh darn, that looks awesome. Holy smokes. That looks so good. So we'll do a couple more coats. I can't remember if I've ever turned an orange hempwood. That might be why I'm so dang impressed by it. I don't think I've ever done this color. I sure do stabilize it a lot, but I don't think I've ever turned one. Because I mean, I'm really partial to blues and purples and greens. Mostly blues and purples, really. And I've done the black hempwood a couple of times, but good golly, I like the orange. All right. Wow, that looks so good. So I'm just going to give it a quick lateral buffing. And I think we can take this off the lathe. Get rid of that. All right. Let's go ahead and try and get this off of here. Come on. There we go. Only a little bit of schmutz down in there, but we can just take a we could take a smaller punch and pull that schmutz out. Not too shabby. Yeah, see, I didn't do a great job on the end. That was hard to see without the reflection to really show that off. Yeah. I'm probably going to keep this, so to be honest, I'm not going to mess with that. Because I think it would actually be harder to get this back on here in a concentric manner. But let's go ahead and move you guys. Ready? Field trip. Hold on, I gotta unplug you. Okay. Field trip. Whee! Alright. So my workbench is a mess. You guys know the drill. I mean, I do work in here. I don't want to put that on a dirty bench. Sorry, not trying to make you guys seasick or anything. But we can get rid of some of these things. So, that guy's got to go in there. And that seems like a really tight fit to me. And I'm wondering if I'm just supposed to like... Because like I said, I've never done this kit before. Am I supposed to just force that? It doesn't really feel like I could. So I'm going to take my 3/8 bit and I'm just going to gently ream this out because it's making me nervous. Like, I'm not even going to jump up to the next bit size. I'm just going to, like, very gently work this bit around. If I can find where I put it. Gosh darn it. Where did I put it? So. I will say I will probably never make this kit again because I really don't like that I have to glue this in permanently. Because, like, what happens if you want to, like, really scrub-a-dub this or, like, I don't know. So it seems like it's only the end that's a little tight, so let's do it this way. Let's see if we fit any better. Because you want the epoxy to be doing most of the work. Okay, yeah, I could definitely get it in now. All right, cool. That's great. So now we're going to epoxy it. What a beautiful thing. This is crazy. I'm so used to this being like a nicer process with the threaded inserts. I even grabbed a threaded insert because I wasn't expecting to do this particular kit, but I have it. So might as well not, you know, waste it, but sheesh, you know? So, grab a popsicle stick, put on a glove. So I like to have one dirty hand and one clean hand when I do epoxy. Makes my life easier. And then, so I'm just gonna squirt out just a bit. We don't need a whole lot. You want enough that it mixes well, but not so much that you're like wasting a whole lot. It's a fine line. So. And because we already finished this, I also want to make sure I don't get epoxy all over the damn HempWood. God, that's a pain. Okay. Didn't think about that. Alright, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to be really goddamn careful. And I can say that now that we're PG-13. Alright. I think I'm gonna take this off, actually. I'm gonna hold this here. And I'm gonna hold this here. And I'm just gonna go for it, I guess? Oh god. Hold up. Hold up. Gotta call an audible here. That was way too much epoxy. And the other thing is that there's like none down in the hole. See? It's like really dry. So I'm gonna take some of this. I'm gonna get it all up in there. There we go. There we go. That's better. That's certainly better. All right. I feel better about that. Let's try this again. Take 2. And then we're gonna get any of this squeeze out off of there, because we don't want that dribbling down the side, you know? That would be terrible. Ruining our nice friction polish that we just did. Alright. See, it wants... So, there's like kind of an air pocket in there because it's so tight. And see, it wants to... Jeez. I don't recommend this kit, guys. That's crazy. That's really unfortunate. So, I'm gonna need a clamp. And I don't know if this one's long enough, but we're gonna try it. Yeah, it is. Okay, so I'm literally just going to quick grip this. Well, I guess that works. I mean, I'm a big fan of the phrase, it's not stupid if it works, but like, geez, I think this one might be stupid. Don't buy this kit. I guess I shouldn't say that. What if Rockler wants to sponsor us? Rockler, rethink this kit. This is kind of sucky. Like, I mean, the handle came out great. I guess that's the point of this. Handle came out awesome. I'm in love with it. I'll post finished photos too. But like, Jesus. You shouldn't have to do that. That's... There are better ways, you know? But I hope you guys had fun. I sure did. Let me turn you around. Whoa, there's the ceiling. Hi, there I am. Yeah, so I'm gonna let this dry overnight, and then I guess I have a new ice cream scoop. I probably also, and I'm just gonna do this real quick while it's still wet. I'm just gonna line up the paddle with the side of the grain that I like best, because I think that side's really pretty. Yeah. And I'll reclamp it, because might as well do that now instead of regretting my choices later. And I gotta get another Q-tip out because I got more epoxy squeezing out of this thing. Which is good, we're gonna have a good bond, but like, you know, it's not sexy. It's not a sexy way of doing things. Like, ugh. Looks like earwax. Gross. That's orange epoxy from being mixed with the HempWood. It's gross. It's so gross. Alright, well, I think we're done. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was definitely fun. I'll have this with me in Arizona this coming week. I get into town. Oh my god, I'm covered in orange. Oh, my new hat. Bullseye hats are on the website. They do not come with orange sawdust. God, it's on my face. Yeah, Bullseye hats don't come with sawdust pre-included. But they are on the website for your viewing pleasure. I'm going to be in Arizona end of this week. I leave LA on Thursday, so I will be getting into the Phoenix area on Thursday evening. And then I'll be at Turner's Warehouse pretty much all day Friday, and then Saturday is the open house demos. So come by, come say hi. I'm going to have kits with me. I'm going to have blanks with me. I'm doing a demo on Artemis. I'm doing a demo on HempWood. So yeah, just like come stop by and say hi, ask questions. Jim Godoy is that how you say his name? Jim? Godoy? Waiting for Godot? Jimbo from Cocoon Blanks, really good friend of mine, really awesome guy, is going to be doing a resin casting demonstration. And then in the afternoon, I'm after Jim. I'm at like 11 a.m. In the afternoon, we're going to have Zach Higgins from Resin Works doing resin polishing, resin finishing. And then Emily Ford from She Turns Wood is doing like a hollow form demonstration. Emily is also sticking around next week to do like demonstrations on her rattles and tops and spindle turning type stuff. So I really wish I could stick around for that, but I got to get back to LA to watch the Super Bowl with my dad. Go Birds! It's going to be really fun. But if you can't make it, like you, Brian, which I do appreciate the sentiment, we will be live streaming all the demonstrations also. So on the Turner's Warehouse channel, which is Turner's TV, will be live streamed on there. So that's going to be really cool too. Plus, I love Chad and Amy and the rest of the team at Turner's Warehouse, Carrie and all them. They are fantastic people. The other thing is that if you're interested in resin casting and you're in the area, Zach Higgins is also doing some private classes on Monday. Again, I would sign up for that just to hang out with Zach for the day, to be honest. But I'm really excited to be seeing him on Saturday. It's going to be so much fun. They're all really, really good people. I also heard a vicious rumor that the one and only Jim Hines is going to be there. I don't know if he's doing a demonstration or any classes, but just getting to hang out with the legend himself, definitely going to be worth your time. Other than that, I don't think I have any other news. Apollo stainless steel rollerballs are back in stock. And other than that, I think that's all I got. Thanks for watching this. I know it wasn't one of my kits, but honestly, I can't recommend this ice cream paddle. I really can't. It's a pain in the butt, but it's doable. Clearly, it's doable. We did it, and we did it kind of on the fly without me thinking about it a whole lot. So, you know. Do as you will. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. The rest of my inventory on the website is pretty much up to date. It's all up to date in the sense of quantities, but I've been updating all the photos. So if you have any questions, just let me know. But I've been trying to do updated photos for everything so that the website looks more consistent. Yeah. I don't think I've got anything else. You guys rock. I really appreciate that you jumped onto YouTube to watch me live tonight. Next weekend is the Super Bowl. I hope you're all rooting for the Eagles and not the Chiefs. But either way, we will be back a week from today at 5:30. And then because football will be over, we'll be moving to Sunday nights after the Super Bowl. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate this. And I love that this has started to grow for the YouTube live streams. And that we figured out how to do the live chat. Yay. So, yeah, I guess I'll catch you guys next week, or I'll see you in Arizona. All right. Thanks a bunch.